Welcome to Globe Street TV. I'm Ian Ritter. We're at RECon, and I'm at the Transwestern booth, and I'm going to interview Patrick Heaps. He works for BNP Paribas Real Estate, and they do a lot of work for Transwestern in Europe. Patrick, thanks a lot for doing this interview. I appreciate it. So tell us about your alliance with Transwestern and how that happened.
Well, we're BNP Paribas Real Estate, and we've got we operate in 36 countries worldwide with 180 offices. The transatlantic business in retail is hugely important, whether you're coming this way from the UK or whether you're going the other way. And we forged this alliance with Transwestern not too long ago, so we can pool the resources across many markets, both capital markets and occupational markets in retail. There are so many retailers who are looking at coming to the UK from the States. There are others going the other way. There is huge interest in the UK, and particularly in retail from a capital markets perspective as well. So it was the coming together of two companies to form this alliance, and just pleased to be here with the Transwestern guys here in Vegas this week.
It's fun. When you talk to US retailers, how do you kind of sell them on the UK and other parts of Europe?
Well, the US retailers do pretty well. It started some years ago with Gap, and then a little later TK Maxx, and some of these retailers now, English people and indeed European people, they almost don't think of them as American. They're now embedded within the retail hierarchy and society. And we've recently had further openings some way down the line, such as well, J. Crew haven't opened yet, but they've just announced. That's probably the most high-profile thing that's being announced at the moment. There's the subsidiary of Williams-Sonoma is opening in London as well. We got Victoria's Secret is well on the path in terms of retail property acquisition. Started in London, gone to all the big regional malls around the UK, and growth isn't letting up. So there is a compulsive reason for these retailers. They're well received, and a number of years ago, particularly in the fashion world, it was London, Paris, New York was the was the mantra. But these days, whether it's fashion or whether it's fashion accessories, the American retailers they're doing really well. I mean, there are queues outside of Hollister and Abercrombie and Gilly Hicks. There are queues outside of VS. Coach have this year opened, last year and this year, have opened 2 central London flagships. We haven't had Coach before, other than in concessions in Harrods and Selfridges. So there are pretty compelling reasons for them to come, despite fairly difficult economic climates which still prevail. But that's global. That isn't just that isn't just the UK.
Tell me about the other way around, as far as retailers coming here from over there.
Well, I think there is. It's a mixed bag. It's fair to say that there have been some retailers who have seen the opportunity in the States just because of the size of the opportunity, and it hasn't worked. They haven't been well received, or the product isn't right for the American market. But probably the most recent trans-American phenomena is Topshop. Started in Soho, and they're open on the West Coast in the Grove, and that shows no sign of abating. But they market themselves, they're not shy about being British as well, and there is a uniqueness about that.
And I'm in New York, and well, people are kind of into that there anyway, So.
Yeah, that's right. And we've seen, the British shirt makers of Tirrit open and Hackett open in the States. We've got Jack Wills have hit the preppy East Coast, and Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket and Boston, and there is an inherent quirkiness and Englishness about that, which seems to have been well received. I think the difficulty is if you take to America their own game, I'm not sure you'll win. But if you take a uniqueness of something to do with England, whether it's tailoring or whether it's a heritage or whether it's cutting edge fashion,
the rock star look or whatever.
Then, that's right. Then that seems to work well.
And then you work, obviously globally, or at least transcontinentally. I mean, what's your feeling about the consumer right now?
Well, I think in the retail market, the consumer just keeps spending. They might not spend as much as they have done in other years, but consumer spending is still there. It's still prevalent. And what has to adjust is the deals they're doing.
Yeah.
In a leasing sense, the deals they're doing now are very different to the deals of even maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But the retailers, either way across the pond, they're driven by a variety of factors, not least VC ownership, who buy a retailer and want to see growth. Exactly. If there isn't the growth domestically, they'll take it abroad. Yeah. And given that retail really is global, helped mainly by the internet. I mean, there was a day when you would go to the States and your children would say, Daddy, can you please bring this home for me? Well, now they can just order it online. It'll be in your house in 4 days or something.
You don't have to go to FAO Schwartz.
No, as long as customs don't catch you, you're fine. Yeah. So it's I think it's just continuing consumerism, isn't it?
Patrick, thank you very much.
Right.
I appreciate it.
Indeed, enjoy your conference.
All right, you too. And thanks for tuning in to Globe Street TV.